So let's just talk about the game. All right, we can quickly go through this game kind of quickly. Ryan Hartman might be my new favorite player in the NHL. Like, he's such a rat. I love him so much. Like,
I'm
it's
so glad
so
you
funny.
posted the video, though. I was gonna do it if you didn't. That was so perfect. Just the quote
He's
from
such a
the
rat.
quote from Middleton. It was so good.
Hashtag Heartsy's kind of a piece of shit out there. Yeah, he is. This is, and like anyone who thinks he didn't somewhat intentionally like go through Binnington on that, so like that was was. It wasn't that he went out of his way to make contact with Binnington. He's like, oh, look, there's a guy in my way. Whoops. Like an accidental on purpose. He knew exactly what he was doing, especially because he goes for the celebration of the goal and he turns around knowing that Binnington's going to come over, just eats the blocker. And of course, they have him at the fucking intermission. He's like, yeah, he hit me with the pointy part of the blocker thing. So I don't know. So it's a suspension all day.
He went down like a sack of potatoes, though, and just slinks out of the whole like mosh pit there. Like everyone is there so in a cluster fighting, and he's just like slipped right out.
He's like, "See ya. I can't afford to take a penalty." And then again, like Schenn tries to fight him later. He just sits there like, oh, and then as soon as everyone comes over, as Schenn realizes that he's not going to fight him and he backs away again, he just slides away and just skates back to the bench. He's like, oh, geez, I don't know why everyone's so mad. He's such a rat. I love, of course, he scores twice, like 3-point night for Hartman. He's amazing. I love him. He's so funny. Everything he does, I just start dying laughing. And of course, at the end of the period, the camera goes to him and he's just like chirping the crowd. I'm like, this fucking guy has no off button. Like no off button. You can't stop. It's just so good. I love that guy.
Welcome back though, because like we were missing that for the first chunk of the year, right?
Yeah, and I think part of that too was like he was trying to find his game a little bit, right? Like the points weren't there. He wasn't scoring the goals. Like, you know, he didn't look the same with Kaprizov and Zuccarello, obviously. Not as good as he looked last year. I'm sure part of that was like he's trying to find his game. And then when he did try to do, you know, Hartman rat things, like he was getting called for literally everything. Plus he was taking like tripping, hooking, like he was getting everything was getting called. And like, I mean, he was committing penalties. So it's kind of hard to offset that when you're not producing either. So now he's starting to play really well again. He's scoring goals. He had 2 last night and the assist. Like, so I think now he's just back in his sweet spot. It's just an absolute terror. So good for him.
Dude, not to get you like too excited, but he's the kind of guy that gives me real vibes of like if the Wild need to make changes this summer and you know that it's going to be a bit of a cap situation going on for Boston, is he not the perfect Boston player?
Yeah, no.
And is he not the perfect solution for them to get a cheap guy to throw into the middle six?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that before, like, but I think if you're Minnesota, he only makes 1.7. Like,
right.
That's not the guy that you're looking
at.
But
what's the return? What's the return?
I don't know how much it'd really be, dude.
Okay. Then I guess he's not going to Boston. He's going to Tampa, and we're going to get 3 firsts.
There you go. That'll work. They have no first. They have used everything. They have nothing left.
All right, I'll take
Brayden. They have. I gotta pull up there how many they actually have. They have like nothing. But no, you're right. Like
somehow they still have more than Florida, and Florida got nothing from theirs.
Florida literally has 0.
Everyone wants to say like, "Oh, Carlson to Florida makes all the sense in the world." Yeah, with what fucking capital?
Nothing. Yeah, they have nothing. Yeah, I don't know how they would do it.